What more, people? This time I bring you the summary of the movie Tell Me What You Want. It all begins in Bogota, Colombia, at a recognition event for plastic surgery, where we meet the main characters. On the one hand, Diego as the most experienced surgeon with his wife named Amelia, and on the other hand, Tomas as the youngest surgeon and his wife Bettina. Both Diego and Tomas are called to receive recognition for their work as partner surgeons. So we see how Diego takes the recognition practically for himself, because there is no time for Tomas to give his words. Later we see that the two couples are having dinner celebrating the recognition. We find out that Diego and Amelia have been together for 16 years, while Tomas and Bettina have just turned 7. Tomas and Bettina decide to invite Diego and Amelia to a secret place, as they usually call it. But Diego tells them that he is not interested. Bettina begins to talk about a supposed little secret which she wants to confess. But Tomas does not want her to say anything, so Bettina makes the excuse that she has to go to the bathroom with Amelia. Bettina tells Amelia the secret, which consists of both Tomas and Bettina decided years ago to let their partner be with another man or woman, to supposedly maintain the relationship, and that there are no deceptions, so they want to exchange couples. Amelia says that she does not want to join because she assures that she and Diego are fine, but she remains thoughtful about it. Already on the way out, Tomas talks to Bettina that she should not have told Amelia the idea, because she assures that they are not like them, since their way of thinking is not so open, and that surely they will do the delicious once a month. Suddenly, Bettina begins to get hot, so she decides to do it with Tomas in the car. Later, we see how Amelia tells Diego the secret that Bettina told her, that Tomas and Bettina exchange couples to maintain their relationship afloat. Diego is not interested in knowing about it and asks her to let him sleep because he has to work, but Amelia is still restless to know more. The next day, we meet Lucas, who is obviously the son of the two of them with whom they have a good relationship. After her son leaves, Amelia continues insisting on the exchange of couples, because she assures that they hardly do the delicious one anymore, and she is also tired of the same old monotony. But Diego is still not interested. Diego and Tomas play tennis. Tomas is taking advantage of Diego, because Diego is not completely concentrated. At the end of the game, Diego asks Tomas if what Bettina said to Amelia is true, that is, about the exchange. Tomas tells him yes, so Diego complains about not having told him first because they are best friends. But Tomas explains that he knows him well and knows that he would not agree with that. While Amelia tries on dresses, Bettina continues giving her ideas that she would like to exchange partners with her and Diego, just as Tomas explains to Diego how he came to that world of exchange for delicious. Both on one side and the other try to convince Diego and Amelia. Amelia increasingly convinced, but Diego does not see the need, nor does it seem correct. Later we see Diego playing video games. Amelia arrives excited, trying to show Diego the new garment that she bought, as well as she bought him a very playful garment for him, asking him to do the delicious. But Diego seems to be more worried about the game than about her, so Amelia gets angry with him. They have a small discussion in which Amelia tries to convince Diego to go to the secret place where Tomas and Bettina spend time, warning him that if he does not go with her, then she will go alone. This makes Diego forced to talk to Tomas to invite him to the so-called secret place, but clarifying that he does not want them to get too close to them. So Tomas begins to ask her if she would not like to do it with Bettina. Diego does not. He wants to answer that, because he doesn't feel like it's an appropriate question since they're friends. It's like asking if Tomas would like to do it with Amelia, to which Tomas answers pretty quickly that he would like to, that he would be happy to do it to Amelia, which annoys Diego a little. The case that Diego agrees to go, but reminding him that it's only so that Amelia gets rid of those desires and they return to normal. Already being in the place, we meet the hosts Pablo and Francia, who are quite excited with the new members of the place. Pablo introduces Diego and Amelia, encouraging them to put on a swimsuit. Obviously, Diego doesn't accept, but Amelia does. Francia steals a kiss from Diego and takes him showing in the place while giving him some droga and a brownie. While Diego is looking at the place, the drug begins to take effect, so he imagines his wife with Bettina, which makes him happy in the dream. But then he reacts and decides to take Amelia out of the party. Already being in his house, they have the same conversation as always, in which Amelia on the one hand tries to make her husband feel sexual desire for her, leaving the same monotony as always, and Diego, who feels that their relationship is totally fine because it is in his comfort zone. The next day, we see how Pablo and Diego operate on a patient, and then go to pick up some things at Pablo's house. Bettina, who is in a photo session, takes advantage while Tomas collects the things to talk to Diego, getting closer to him, saying that both she and Pablo and his wife agree to do the exchange, motivating him to cheer up because only he is missing now, so much so that she even ends up taking Diego's hand to his Nasita, which leaves Diego quite thoughtful about it. Already at dinner, Diego talks to his son about school. As soon as his son goes to his room, Diego talks to his wife and gives her the news that he is willing to do the exchange, which leaves Emilia calmer, already in the meeting. So to call it, Diego asks Pablo if they also have to touch each other. So Diego tells him not to be MK. The dinner ends, so they talk for a while about work. But that does not last long, because soon after Bettina begins to dance with Emilia in a somewhat provocative way, they proceed to kiss each one with their partners, and then see how both Bettina and Emilia pamper Diego. After that, Tomas gets bored of just watching, so he joins. And well, after that, you can imagine what happened. Emilia goes to be with Tomas and Diego with Bettina. And that's how the movie ends. Don't forget to leave your good like and subscribe. Obviously, it doesn't end like that, MK. The next day, we see how both Diego and Emilia talk about what happened. Both admit to having felt very good about it, especially because of the fact that it was not infidelity, because both agreed. We see how apparently from that moment, everything begins to improve, because the relationship is strengthened more, not only between Diego and Emilia, but even the work relationship that they already manage, which is why they continue going out with Tomas and Bettina in what seems to be a relationship of 4, because they do activities together of all kinds, such as playing tennis, going to bars, and of course continuing with the exchange of delicious type. Everything quite well apparently. That good morning here, that good morning here, that good there. But it is then when everything falls to shit, because Lucas finds out about everything. Not lies, obviously Lucas is the one who gives the most shit. In short, it is as if 2 marriages have been joined in one. But not everything could be rosy forever, because 6 months later we find out that Tomas is unfaithful to Bettina, to the point that he does not even want to touch her. What is even worse, because unfortunately for Bettina, it turns out that Emilia is the Tomas's lover. Yes, I know. This may be a little confusing, because it is a relationship of 4, but what happened in this case is that Emilia and Tomas are starting to have a relationship apart without the consent of their original partners. Beyond that, they are falling in love, leaving aside the other part. That is Diego and Bettina, which translates into infidelity. Bettina takes the cell phone without Tomas noticing, reads the messages between Emilia and Tomas, so she furiously goes to Diego's house to confront Emilia and tell Diego. Obviously, both Bettina and Diego are very angry. Diego recognizes that he should never have let himself be convinced to do things between the 4 of them. Tomas tries to explain what happened, justifying that it is love, but Diego does not want to hear it anymore, so he kicks them out of the house. Days later, we see that Diego decided to move to live alone. Emilia is very sorry about what she tries to talk to Diego, asking for forgiveness and trying to convince him to come back, clarifying that what happened with Diego was a mistake, but that doesn't work. Likewise, Tomas tries to ask for forgiveness from Bettina, but no matter how many times Bettina forgives him, she is not willing to forgive him. Even so, we see how Diego maintains a good relationship with his son Lucas. Time goes by and by. So we see that Tomas does not tire of asking Bettina for forgiveness. So Bettina ends up accepting him again, with the condition that she gives him a free pass, which Tomas obviously accepts. We see that Lucas is a little sick and, taking advantage of the situation, tries to convince his father to come back. So Diego, thinking about the well-being of his son and the fact of seeing his ex-wife Emilia, makes the decision to wait 2 years to forgive her. So, after 2 years, he forgives her. We see them as a happy couple, and coincidentally at that same airport Emilia meets Bettina. So we see that Bettina is pregnant. Obviously, they put the past behind and decided to forgive each other, just as coincidentally Diego meets Tomas. Of course, they also decide to forgive each other. Then they all meet again. But this time they decide to stay as friends and nothing more, each one valuing their partner and going on vacation together. And so the movie ends. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I hope we reach 1K subscribers soon. Until the next video, bye-bye.